I made the label like 178 million first year, first 6 months. I made them like 178 million. I think we signed for like 1.5. They gave me like 300,000 or some shit, like 200,000, like 250, aka some shit like that. That's what they be giving up. When y'all hear all these $4 million, they be giving niggas a couple 100,000. I made that shit a couple months, man. I'm independent, man. Kiss my black ass.
Let me explain really clear to you guys what's happening with Adidas. Is not only are they putting out fake colorways that are non-approved, they're suing me for $250 million, and they're also not paying me for these shoes that they're putting out that have my name on it. And they're using contract clauses and 50 years of business experience to rape an artist, one of y'all favorite artists, right in front of y'all in broad daylight.
We don't give a fuck! Jesus! We don't give a fuck!
Venezuelan migrant laid out the scam. Break in, drop a baby, and be a welfare king.
A todas esas mujeres.
To all those women that find themselves pregnant and are in Latin America, please come have your baby in the United States. And if you get married, you'll get more back in taxes. And, well, if you have 5 or 6 children, can you imagine? My daughter is American and she gave me citizenship. She pays our rent. She pays our bills. She gives us $1,500 a month since she was born. I have 6 months in the USA and I have everything you don't have. Citizenship, residency, a good car, and a good apartment.
Now, when American women get pregnant, the government helps them stay single, work, and have an abortion. When a migrant gets pregnant, the government helps them cross the border, have the baby, get married, don't work, and put their hand out. Primetime producers crunched the numbers. A migrant family of 4 in New York could get over 20 grand a month in freebies. 500 a night at a hotel, 130 a day for food, and having 2 kids in public school costs us 5 grand a month. We didn't even tack on Mayor Adams' $1,000 cash gift cards, the free health care at the ER, or the free phones and free lawyers, or the $400,000 in free college tuition per dreamer. Meanwhile, taxpayers with jobs in New York pay thousands to live in a closet.
Welcome to my 80 square foot apartment that I pay $17.50 for.
This apartment's one?
Slap you, man. I will slap the hell out of you. You don't play with me. You don't know who you're messing with. I don't even know when I'm gonna slap somebody. My reflex is just slap people. I be like, damn, why did I do that? I don't even know when I be slapping people. I don't know when I'm gonna slap somebody. You keep messing with me. I'm dangerous. I'm scared of myself.
Item 17, this is a resolution to apologize on behalf of the Board of Supervisors of the City and County of San Francisco to African Americans and their descendants for systemic and structural discrimination, targeted acts of violence and atrocities, and committing to the rectification and redress of past policies and misdeeds.
This historic resolution apologizes on behalf of San Francisco to the African American community and their descendants for decades of systemic and structural discrimination, targeted acts of violence, atrocities, as well as committing to the rectification and redress of past policies and misdeeds. We have much more work to do, but this apology most certainly is an important step.
And right now, some leaders will back this apology while also backing drug testing to deny public assistance benefits to the poor, ramping up arrests of people addicted to drugs, criminalizing homelessness instead of housing people, building unaffordable housing for mostly wealthy white people on public housing land, and removing oversight of police when they use force disproportionately against black and brown people.
This board has already said, no money, no cash. The state said, no money, no cash. So the question that the NAACP raises, what in the world are you willing to do? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Others have gotten cash, though it was national government that gave cash. But the thing is the principle. And to just say categorically and downright, no cash, and yet you don't have anything else to show, that is a sham.
Supervisor Peskin.
Aye.
Peskin, aye. Supervisor Preston. Preston, aye. Supervisor Ronan. Ronan, aye. And Supervisor Safagi. Safagi, aye. There are 11 ayes.
Accusations!
These are not accusations. This is
False accusations.
And
A lot of shit pissed me off. Like, we got California apologizing to, really San Francisco apologizing to residents, saying that they been doing the residents wrong, misplacing them, putting them in shelters, not really having affordable housing for them, keeping them downtrodden, you know what I'm saying, taking their businesses and shit like that, taking their property. Blacks came into San Francisco wealthy or well off, and San Francisco turned around the government and destroyed their businesses, destroyed their homes, destroyed their families, and now is apologizing for it hundreds of years later, and then we're still living this reflection of what they've done to the generations previous. So we still got to deal with this bullshit. We still got to hear them say apologies after apologies when I never heard any of the Indians get a real apology. They just gave them reparations. When it comes to reparations for black people, they want to know where the money's coming from. But you see, they still funding Ukraine and Israel and Pakistan and wherever else they want to decide to throw money. And they just don't want to find the money to pay black people reparations because they can't really get any money from it. When they saying that they're giving Palestine or Israel or Ukraine or anybody else money, Venezuela, wherever the fuck, when they want to launder the money, they're gonna say they're sending 400 million, pocket 200 million, and then maybe send the rest. And then they'll say, yeah, they got it. Yeah, no problem. Who's actually down there documenting who got what and how much they're spending on what and how much the government, the federal government money they're spending on certain things? And we never really get that. We never actually get the paperwork or where this money's going. They gonna keep on acting like they ain't got enough money to pay black people the little reparations, but they constantly gave money to different countries in foreign aid and for military purposes and all kind of other shit. You know what I'm saying? Got hella tanks and F-5 fighter planes and shit and jets running around this motherfucker, but you don't got enough money to pay black people for reparations. It never makes sense to me. It just, constantly pisses me off, constantly sending me into an anger tube. I can't think straight half the time. I always got to deal with this bullshit that I hear. How are you apologizing to people that you never gave them shit? You took from them for years and years and years and never gave them shit. Still refusing decent housing for these people. Still refusing to let them own land or get a loan to own land or make it comfortable for their living situation. None of that shit. You constantly keep taking. And now it's just modern day slavery everywhere you look. If it's not them taking it from taxes, if it's not them taking it from dumbass tickets that you might have gotten, them just taking your money from a light you ran or anything like that. They just constantly coming up with ways to take your goddamn money. You could be a single person and be working for $25 an hour and still can't support yourself because rent is $3,000. Your gas is $4 a gallon and your food is $7 per loaf of bread. So I don't know what you think you was about to do with that little bit of money they gave you while you working. You work for it, then you pay taxes on it, and then you don't see none of the tax money back. You make $50,000. You at one of the worst tax brackets in the world. You better off trying to go down some, so they won't take. But if you go up some, they're gonna take more, and then you're through. And that's just the average. That's for the average American. That's what the average American makes. And it is what it is, man. Silence acceptance, we ain't having it. We ain't gonna let these motherfuckers keep on saying they don't got money for this. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna keep on pushing their agenda. They're gonna keep on acting like they don't have enough for the people that's been in this country for years, decades, centuries, and then they're gonna put so many different dumbass restrictions on it. The people that actually deserve to have it is never going to get it, and the people that do get it is going to be dead by the time they deserve it. So it is what it is. It's going to be niggas' great grandkids that end up with the money after Ukraine and everybody else then got they cut. Immigrants and everywhere else then got they cut. Japanese, they got they cut. Everybody they got they cut from America. We just looking for our cut. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of the cut. Everybody else got they cut for what they really put people through. You know, I don't think that everything was, you know, on the up and up when they did the shit. You know what I'm saying? As far as putting people in internment camps like they did the Japanese, moving motherfuckers out their land like they did the Indians. None of that shit's on the up and up. Them treaties was bullshit, and they know this. That's why they trying to make peace. I'll say, but really no. They're apologizing for nothing. I don't get it. It's bullshit. It is what it is, man. Silence is acceptance. We ain't having it. Like, comment, subscribe.